Morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Nunheimer. This is a Wednesday, August 28th, 2024 meeting of the Barnstable Licensing Authority. With me to my right is Mr. John Flores, who is the vice chair. To his right, Mr. Larry Decker, Nancy Carlson-Lidman, and Jessica Silva. To my left is Mr. David Anthony, Director of Asset Management. Officer Christopher Kelsey with the Barnstable Police Department, and our, I don't even know what to call you anymore. You've had so many titles. The brains of the operation, Aaron Logan. The meeting is being televised on Channel 8 or High Definition Channel 1072 and may also be accessed via the Government Access Channel live stream on the Town of Barnstable's website. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20, if anyone is recording this meeting, you need to make your presence known at this time. Seeing none, I will open it up to public comment on any matter to begin with. If anybody has anything they just want to say. Seeing none, we will have our annual election of officers. So are there any nominations for the chairmanship?
I will nominate David Nunheimer as chairperson.
Second.
Wait a minute. Are there any other nominations? Please? All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any nominations for vice chair?
I make a motion to nominate John Flores for vice chair.
Any other nominations? On Mr. Flores' nomination, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And how about for our clerk?
For clerk, I will nominate Larry Decker.
Any other nominations? Hearing none.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I will take a motion to approve the minutes of the July 24th meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of July 24th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The first matter we have is to amend an all-alcohol common victual license, change of manager, filed by Not Your Average Joe, Inc., DBA Not Your Average Joe, 793 Hyanno Road in Hyannis, to amend the alcohol manager from David Hamill to Mariah Bell Bassett. Would you come up to the microphone if you would, please?
How you doing today?
Hi, just make sure that green light is there.
Yes.
Okay. So, you're Mariah.
Yes.
Tell us about your experience managing alcohol.
Well, I've been in the service industry for 16 years, serving alcohol since I was 18 back in 2009. I feel it's my personal responsibility to serve the alcohol responsibly, and that it is a privilege to serve alcohol, not a right, and that we take it very seriously, especially in my current position where I oversee all of the people that come in our restaurant, and that is my specific responsibility to make sure that my staff is trained to serve it responsible and to make sure that the patrons are leaving and not intoxicated and doing everything that we're supposed to be doing to not overserve and to be paying attention to who's coming in already intoxicated or, already not able to drink or anything of that sort. So, yeah.
How long have you been with Not Your Average Joe's?
I've been with Not Your Average Joe's for 4 years.
You're tip certified?
I am.
And how large is your staff?
Right now, we just went down to, I don't know the exact numbers, but I have about 14 people in the front of the house currently that serve alcohol.
Does anybody else have any questions? Officer Kelsey.
What is your position with the company?
I'm the general manager as of 3 months ago.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Not Your Average Joe's, Inc., DBA Not Your Average Joe's, 793 INO Road, Hyannis, for a change of manager from David Hamill to Mariah Bell Bassett.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next application has been filed by Awaken to hold Awaken, an event to be held on September 14, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. at 744 West Main Street, Hyannis. Applicant is seeking an entertainment license for live performing arts. Anyone here from Awaken? Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Olga Smith, and we are a new nonprofit organization. It is a faith-based organization, and we are gearing it towards the youth, children from ages 12 through college, adults, anybody that wants to join us. We are hoping and praying that we will fill the Barnstable High School auditorium, and we have an evangelist coming in. His name is Jermel Mayo. And we have a worship team from Valley Forge University joining us that evening as well.
Is there a fee associated with it?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And have you met with Officer Kelsey with regard to a security plan?
I have applied and have received a response, but I have not personally met with him yet.
Okay. I would suggest you do that
Yes.
to make sure. Does anybody else have any questions? Mr. Flores?
Is Awaken a private nonprofit or a public nonprofit?
Well, we're in the stages of getting that, of the application. So I would say it's a private, because it's a whole bunch, it's a bunch of moms that are together putting this.
But you're applying for a 501c3, I assume?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. And how are you funded?
Donations from within the group that is putting this together.
Okay. Do you receive grants or
No,
things of
no,
that nature?
no.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you aware of any other like organizations?
Well, because of this being the first time, we are being hosted by the Glory of God on Cape Cod. We don't know of any other organizations that are geared specifically towards youth. For example, the Glory of God on Cape Cod is specific to prayer on Cape Cod for our community and, everyone, except ours is strictly for teens,
Okay.
teens and college age.
My question was kind of leading toward how, you said you hope to fill the auditorium, but do you expect to?
Well, we've encountered some issues with approvals on the signage, so that has limited our ability to publicize it and to get it out into the public. So I know the auditorium holds, I think, 2,000 people. We're hoping and praying for at least 500.
Okay, thank you.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you affiliated with a church or are you a
No,
church
we are
again?
not.
You're not?
Nope.
So you're neutral when it comes to religion?
We are faith-based, Jesus Christ believing,
Okay.
and that is that's the gospel that we want to spread.
So
Hope,
it's a group of Christians?
correct.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Officer Kelsey?
Just to address your concern, I have made the recommendation for 2 police details for this event, which is consistent with all events of this size in that space, because it is this town property. So we're just staying consistent with what we would recommend for all other events.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Awaken.
Whoop, hold on a second there, Champ. Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, go right ahead.
I move to approve the application for Awaken for a special one-day entertainment license at 744 West Main Street, Hyannis, as submitted, including two police details as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you so very much.
Next application is filed by Treasured Life Initiative, Inc. to hold Road to Resiliency fundraiser auction at 529 Main Street, Hyannis on November 2, 2024, from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. The applicant proposes to serve all alcoholic beverages. Current tip certificates are on file. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Jen Heavener, and I'm from Treasured Life Initiative.
Tell us about,
So what we are is, we are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3. We were established in March of '23, and our goal is to fight sex trafficking on Cape Cod. So we've been doing that with holding prevention, education, awareness events, as well as we provide hope-filled bags, which we distribute to local service industries like homeless shelters and other such organizations. But our long-term goal is to want to open a safe home on the Cape for survivors to help them in their recovery. And the main purpose of this fundraiser auction is to raise money for that.
okay. Do we have a lot of good auction items?
We're getting there. We're trying. Yeah, we are. And I wanted to clarify, we are only going to be serving, not only, but we won't be serving hard alcohol. It will be just beer and wine.
Okay. Mr. Flores?
Yeah, question, Road to Resiliency. The Treasured Life Initiative, you say it's to promote, if you will, the prevention of sex trafficking.
Yes.
Okay,
As well as support survivors in their
as
recovery.
well as support survivors.
Yes,
Okay, two
yes.
questions. One, how critical of an issue is that on Cape Cod? And secondly, do you liaison with the police departments on Cape Cod relative to sex
Yeah.
trafficking?
Well, we have, okay, to answer your first question, it is very important on the Cape. It happens here a lot. It does happen here. I do not have any statistics on that, though, because it is one of the most underreported crimes. And often, although it does seem hard to believe, often those who are being sex trafficked don't realize that they are victims, because very often the mental manipulation that they go through, they believe it's their boyfriend, or it is also often a family member. One statistic I do have that the Cove report, Children's Cove reported, was there was actually 65 incidences of familial trafficking where youth were being trafficked by their families on the Cape in '23. Sorry. So, I'm sorry, what was your second question?
Do you liaison with the
Oh,
police
yes, we do.
department?
So she is not a member of our outreach, but we do liaison with Detective Katie Parachi, who is very much, she's been fighting trafficking on the Cape for about 9 years, or now, at
Right,
least.
I know her, and I know it's been an issue. I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Is it? are
And
we-
also, actually, I will say, I just remembered, we do sit on the task force that the DA has
Okay.
established about a
Chief
year
Hunter.
ago. And he has, they're reporting, I believe it's a 31% increase in arrests related to trafficking.
So how do you judge if you're ahead of the curve or behind the curve on this whole issue? Is there a set of standards or statistics or metrics that you use?
We don't have that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we really don't. And believe me, if we could get it, we would give it to you, because we're asked that all the time.
Okay.
But we are really having, and my partner in this outreach has actually called police departments to try to get statistics and has had a hard time. But again, most of that relates to the fact that it is an underreported crime, as well as unrecognized as well, because often it is seen as prostitution. That shift is changing. It is being called what it is,
Right.
more so.
Yep.
But we're on a kind of a new cultural shift.
Have you been successful with any convictions?
I'm not involved with that.
Okay.
But yes, I believe the DA's office has an increase. I think they said it was 31%.
As a result of your,
No, not us personally. It's the efforts that are happening, because since DA Galaboy established his administration, it is his legacy, he often says, to combat sex trafficking or human trafficking on the Cape. So human trafficking is actually an umbrella term for both labor trafficking and sex trafficking. And our specific outreach is to sex trafficking. And as we open up, initially we will be serving just women. It's a big issue with men as well, though, or boys.
Well, I know it's a often unreported crime and sort of a silent crime, if you will, so
Yeah.
I applaud your efforts.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have other sources of funding?
We do not yet. We hope to be able to apply for grants. So far, we've had some very generous donors that have supported us, but we are very much, I will say, on a Rob Peter to pay Paul budget. We don't have a lot of money at this point. So some of the issues that we're facing, we were only granted our 501c3, although it's retroactive to last March. We only received it in January of this year. So that was a lot of why we couldn't apply for grants per se. Also, we haven't really been around long enough to have a track record, so to speak. So this is all things that we're trying to establish. And that is part of our process. In fact, we're meeting with a grant writer this coming weekend to see what we can start applying for.
Now, this is an auction, so I assume there's no entry fee, but what kind of items are being auctioned?
Actually, it's a dinner and auction, so we will have, we are selling tickets to it, but that is to cover the cost of the event, the dinner and the event. So we are auctioning off everything from restaurant gift certificates to trips. We have a trip over to Martha's Vineyard for a week. Someone has donated their timeshare. And then we have another Airbnb that's being donated up in Jackson, New Hampshire. So we have a lot of, the community has been very generous in terms of donating things like concert tickets and play tickets, and we're trying to package those together with other like restaurant coupons and not coupons, gift certificates, and making it.
How much are the tickets?
They're $50. But what we're having also is we have the option of table sponsors or table hosts. So a table is supposedly, we assume would seat at least 8 people. They could fit up to 10, but we're charging $400 for a table. And then whoever is hosting the table can then invite their guests. And so their guests would not be charged anything because it's the table host who's covered the cost of it.
One other quick question. Are you Barnstable-based?
Well, we're Cape-based, yeah. We're actually, our mailing address is Falmouth, but we desire to serve the whole Cape.
So you're headquartered in Falmouth, yet having your event in Barnstable?
Well, our mailing address is actually a Staples box. So and I live in Sandwich. My co-partner lives in Falmouth, but really we don't consider us, we would say we're Cape-based because our desire is to be an outreach on the Cape.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Seeing none. Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Yes, ma'am. You have to come up to you can.
Hi, my name is Olga Smith, and I do serve on this committee as well, helping with the auction. And just to support, we have also applied to be partnered with Delta Airlines, who's the #1 airline that is extremely well trained on sex trafficking. I don't know the statistics that they have, but they are incredibly high, to the point that about 3 weeks ago, a flight attendant overheard 2 young women telling a man, why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to us? The flight attendant overheard it, brought it to the attention of the pilot, and the aircraft was met by police and the person arrested. So we're just waiting 2 more weeks to hear back from them so that we can see if we can partner with them and therefore have the logo as one of our either sponsors or a major airline that we partner with.
Yeah.
Do you have a website?
Yes,
What's that?
it's treasuredlifeinitiative.org.
Beautiful. Anybody else from the public wish to speak to this?
Sturgis.
No? Seeing none? Mr. Decker?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Treasured Life Initiative for a special one-day alcohol license as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The next application is filed by Pop-Up Street Cape Cod, 278 Main Street, Hyannis, for a special one-day entertainment license for Global Flavors Market event scheduled on September 6th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Xavier. I am here for Pop-Up Street Cape Cod. Pop-Up Street is a cultural hub that provides temporary spaces to artists and artisans for them to connect with the local community through classes, workshops, pop-up markets. They can have private events there. It's just a space for them to use because, as we all know, it's so difficult to afford rent here on the Cape as a business owner. And so us as artists is just trying to do something for artists.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application?
Where's 278?
Where's 278?
It's right at the corner of Center and Main Street, right next to the Marina Cafe.
Which cafe?
Oh, Mariner Cafe.
Marina Cafe.
Oh, down the east end.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah.
The old Dumont Pharmacy, yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Decker?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Pop-Up Street Cape Cod, 278 Main Street, Hyannis, for a special one-day entertainment license as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next matter is an application filed by Cirque Entertainment 6 LLC, DBA Paranormal Cirque 3, to hold Paranormal Cirque 3 in the parking lot of the Cape Cod Mall, 180 Falmouth Road, Hyannis. 5 one-day entertainment license for live performing arts, including amplified recorded music, on Thursday, August 29 at 7:30 p.m., Friday, August 30th, 7:30 to 9:30, Saturday, the 31st at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30, Sunday, September 1st, 2:30, 5:30, and 8:30, and Monday, September 2nd, 7:30 p.m.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Alina. I'm the general manager of the circus. So I'm here for the temporary license to do the
Tell us about the circus.
the circus is about just the acrobat, dancer. So it's something different. It's not traditional circus with animal, nothing that. It's a simple act, simple circus. It's nothing wow, but the people like. So we try to be here for 5 days and enjoy it.
Okay.
Question. What makes it paranormal?
The paranormal is about something scary, horror.
No, I understand that. Is that part of the show?
Excuse me?
Is that what the show is based on? What the performances are based on?
The performance just, we try to put a little bit blood, you know. There's nothing crazy, but yeah,
Spicy.
spicy.
Okay.
Something different. So the people like, so we work very, very well.
Have you been here before?
No, it's the first time.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? See, Mr. Kelsey, Officer Kelsey.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I do have actually several questions coming from the police department. The first is, my understanding is when you went in front of site plan and they asked you about staff, you said that you had 10 employees, but then when we got the applications for your trailers, you wanted applications for 25 trailers.
Yes, correct.
My understanding was that your response was, well, we have 10 employees, but then we have 1099 employees as well. Those numbers need to be included in all of your employees. Just because they're subcontractors doesn't mean that you don't have to identify them.
So yesterday I sent the email with the ID of my employee. It's about 30 or 20, 28, or, yeah, no, 32, I'm sorry, 32. So,
Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, so if you were to apply again next year, what we would ask is that that list be submitted with your application, with names and photo identification. The reason that we do this is when we have large groups that come in and out, we will go and spot check to make sure that those people are the people that are on site.
okay, all right.
Okay, so that's not something that's unique to your organization. That's something that we do with other circuses, other carnivals. It's a public safety thing.
All right, okay. Thank you.
The other question I have is, I believe that you were supposed to be in front of the Board of Health yesterday and that nobody showed up. Do you
No,
understand?
nobody, no, I don't know.
No?
No, I don't know about that.
They were approved at the Board of Health. It's my understanding that there wasn't a representative there, but the Board of Health was comfortable with what they were serving to approve it.
Okay.
Okay, those are the two things that I have.
Thank you, sir. They need any security?
I did ask that two police officers be assigned as detail officers during all show hours each day that they're operating, and they have agreed to that, and they have applied for the details already.
Great.
I confirmed that yesterday.
She's thorough.
According to the records, I guess we only show that you listed 4 dates.
5.
There-
5.
Well, Aaron?
Larry is correct. So on the, one of the attachments to the application, it only listed 4 dates, but I had seen online that there were 5.
Yeah.
So we just want, for the record, just to clarify
All right, okay.
that it's August 29th through September 2nd.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Decker.
Are you one of the acrobats also?
I was. I don't have any more time to do acrobat show. So.
She's busy applying for licenses.
No, because we have a 5 units, so I am the general manager for other 2 units, so I fly all the time, so for that I'm here today, so.
Okay.
So you're not flying through the air for this?
I was in Colorado last day, so I don't know.
Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Cirque Entertainment LLC, DBA Paranormal Creek 3 for a special one-day entertainment license as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. Next application has been filed by Cape Cod Beer, Inc., DBA Cape Cod Beer, 1336 Finney's Lane, Barnstable, to expand the outdoor dining area to include up to 250 seats on the currently licensed 6,700 square foot patio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
So, anybody have any questions?
So you waited till the end of summer to approve 250 outdoor
Don't
seats?
go there.
Let's not start.
You missed that part.
Yes, I did.
We had a,
We don't need to bring it up.
just some communication issues. Let's put it that way.
I would just say thank you for your patience in terms of having to go before site plan again and getting all approved.
Thank you, I
It was
appreciate
during your
that.
busy. I know it was during your busy season, so I feel that. I feel for you.
I second that.
It has been detrimental. I'm not going to say it hasn't
Yeah,
been.
I imagine.
All right, anybody else have any questions? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application?
Chair.
Seeing, yes, ma'am.
May I just for the record, just to let the public know what essentially had gone down is Cape Cod Beer had come in July for an extension up to 250 seats, and at that time, Site Plan Review Committee did not find it to be 100% approvable. So since then, he has gotten the proper approvals through Site Plan Review and the Building Commissioner, and we're really just here back seeking for that 250 seats for the outdoor dining expansion.
Thank you very much. Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Cape Cod Beer, Inc., DBA Cape Cod Beer, 1336 Finney's Lane, Barnstable, for an outdoor dining expansion to include up to 250 outdoor seats as submitted.
Happy to second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Hopefully have a lot of sunny days between now and November.
I hope to see you all there drinking heavily.
You will. Moderately drinking. Next application's been filed by Puritan of Cape Cod, 408 Main Street, Hyannis, to hold campaign for Hyannis Public Library wine tasting fundraising event on September 12 from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And wine will be poured by tips certified individuals. And you are
I'm Andrea MacArthur, and I'm from Puritan, Cape Cod.
welcome. So tell us what's going to happen.
Well, we are doing a fundraiser for the Hyannis Public Library, and what we do is we call it a 10-10 event. And for those 2 hours, Puritan Cape Cod gives 10% of the sales that you save, and then the company will donate 10% of the sales for that time to the organization, which would be the Hyannis Public Library, plus a donation from the company also. So we're doing this, we're trying to help them raise funds for their campaign of their remodel, and they're building on a new wing, since they're our neighbors. And so we would like to do a little wine tasting, and that's why I'm here today, to get a liquor license for this.
Is there a fee for the wine?
No.
Nothing like free wine to raise money. Anybody have any questions?
You got to buy something.
Yeah. Mr. Decker can get his new tuxedo.
There you go.
Anybody?
Yes, we can do that.
Officer Kelsey, are you all set with this application? Thank you. Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Decker?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Puritan Cape Cod, 408 Main Street, Hyannis, for a special one-day wine license as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Next application filed by Harbor View Hotel Investors, Inc., DBA Hyannis Harbor Hotel, including Blue Water Grill, 213 Ocean Street, Hyannis, for daily live and daily non-live entertainment license. Non-live entertainment to include 3 TVs and recorded music below conversation level from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Daily live entertainment to include live amplified music of up to 3 performers during the hours of 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Samir Wakilzada. I'm the Regional Operations Manager for the hotel, and I'm here to obtain a license for entertainment.
And whereabouts on the patio is this going to be?
It is going to be right on the Ocean Street. We have a tent where the restaurant is,
Yeah.
so it's going to be under the tent. So we will be having 3 TVs behind the bar,
Yeah.
and speakers around the tent, inside the tent, and the live entertainment will be under the tent as well.
Okay. All right. I think typically in that area, we've limited the live music to 10 p.m. Has that been the... So is that acceptable to you, to limit live entertainment to 10 p.m.?
We were hoping if we can push to 12, if the board will allow, and we will be very cautious and respectful of the neighbors. And we do have guest rooms as well around, so we do limit the noise, of course, because of the guests around the hotel.
Okay. You convinced me.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Go ahead.
In the past, we have had somebody monitor the sound. Would that be something you'd be willing to do?
We do. We do have manager on site, so we do monitor it on a daily basis, correct, ma'am?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none.
I think Officer Kelsey has a
Officer Kelsey?
I just would like to make the comment that historically, as recently as this year, with applications for entertainment outdoors in the Ocean Street and Main Street area, we have limited it to, I shouldn't say we, you have limited it to 10 p.m. It's basically a quality of life issue for the town. It's noise complaints that come into the police department, and I would also say consistency. I would be concerned that the other licensees that were restricted to 10 p.m. would have an issue with this licensee being allowed to stay open till and have entertainment outdoors until 12 a.m. Coming from a compliance side of this, I would like to also be able to go to each licensee and have consistent rules on the same types of activity. So I would ask that you possibly reconsider the 12 a.m.
Okay, Mr. Flores.
Does that mean we would reduce the Black Cat's hours to 10 p.m.? Because they now have a 12 a.m. license.
My understanding is the outdoor entertainment is done at 10, but I would say we could research that.
Yeah,
quickly.
I will, I'm looking at it right now.
I believe the outdoor, the backside.
Okay, and
They call it the shack.
I could be wrong with that. I mean, I know that their indoor entertainment probably goes to 1, but
I'm just reading from notes from
Sure.
the staff.
Anybody else have any questions in the meantime?
The Harbor View Hotel, that's the one almost all the way down to the end, has the new canvas walls and
Correct.
roof.
Yes.
All right,
So you had the fire.
The one, yes. But we are fully, that area is fully renovated and open this year, yes.
Black Cat Harbor Shack, outdoor entertainment till midnight. I'm looking also at The Break, which was recently approved as well.
I think
They have entertainment, 2 amplified performers until 10 p.m.
Yeah.
11 o'clock on Fridays and Saturday nights.
I thought so.
I would just offer, I suppose, up to the board the consideration of perhaps non-amplified music as a kind of meet in the middle, but that's certainly up to your discretion.
Does the Black Cat have non-amplified, or is it amplified?
It's amplified.
It is,
as well
so
as
they
The
have
Break.
amplified music until midnight.
Correct.
Okay.
When was that license granted?
Long before my time.
Yeah.
No, quite, in all honesty, Chair, it's been certainly before my time.
Decade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have there been any issues with that license?
I have not received any complaints on Black Cat since I've started here.
I would agree with Officer Kelsey that we want to be consistent, but at the same time, I don't want to change someone's expectations that's been in business for a while. So how do we balance this?
What about the possibility of going along the same lines of the most recent licensee, which was the 10 p.m., but on Friday and Saturday, the 11 p.m., to try to help out a little bit, especially on the weekends, but being consistent with the most recent license approval?
That sounds good to me.
I think that's a good compromise.
And we have had the license for the past 25 years, so I'm not sure if that is a consideration of that. We have been existed, it's not a new license for Hyannis Harbor Hotel for entertainment.
It's not, but I can also say, in doing research for other licenses in the area in the past, we have also had complaints about noise from that property. I understand that the hospitality company that owns the company was leasing it out to the restaurateur.
Correct.
But we have had noise complaints as early as 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. I'm not saying that that was you. It was another operator for sure, and it actually was 2 different operators. The fact of the matter is, even when the music seems reasonable on that patio or in the tent, if the wind is blowing a certain way, it's going to carry across the water. If the wind's blowing another way, it's going to go into the neighborhoods. And that's something that we understand from the police department side. That, you know what, if
We gotta
people are
stick
allowed
by
to
what
listen to
we've been
music,
doing, I
people are allowed to
think.
go out and have a good time,
Be
but
consistent.
we have to try to find that balance.
Of course.
And to be
mind 10,
completely honest
11.
with you, I'm like, all right, well, if
10
I
and
can
11 on
make our job easier by striking a balance with the operator, and then we can make the people that live in the neighborhood happy, it's a win-win for everybody.
Of course, understood.
All right. So with respect to the application for the license, it is a new license for you, even though there have been people existing there doing entertainment, given the situation. So for us to somewhat be consistent with the environment we've tried to create for this situation, I would think we'd be looking at entertainment from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and I'd entertain 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. That's certainly for the live music. Does anybody else have any thoughts?
I think that's a good compliment.
Okay. So, Mr. Decker, if you could, anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for Harbor View Hotel Investors, Inc., DBA Hyannis Harbor Hotel, including the Blue Water Grill, for a daily live and daily non-live entertainment license as submitted, subject to the daily live time shall be Sunday through Thursday to 10 p.m. and cease on Friday and Saturday at 11 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks so much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Another application has been filed by LCOF Hyannis Operating LLC, DBA Anchor Inn, 1 South Street, Hyannis, for a new annual inn holder wine and malt license. Proposed alcohol license manager is Eva Bechet. Proposed daily hours of alcohol service are 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Application includes a management agreement with Lindquist Hotel Corp., 225 Water Street, Plymouth, with respect to the food and beverage operations.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Tyler Hensler. I'm here from Upton, Canal, and Devlin in Boston, representing the applicant, which does business as the Anchor Inn Hotel. Joining me is Eva Bechet, the manager of the property, and Ryan Anderson, he's sitting down over there, from the corporate offices of the licensee. The Anchor Inn Hotel has applied for a new beer and wine license at the 1 South Street location. The license is for the existing hotel at that location. We're also applying for approval of a management agreement with Lindquist Hotel Corp., the owner's management company, which is owned by the same principals as the hotel. This hotel has been operated at this location for 55 years. LCOF Hyannis Operating LLC purchased and began operating the hotel in December of 2021. Lindquist is well regarded. They're a very experienced hotel operator in Massachusetts, with over 21 hotel properties with alcohol and others without throughout the Cape, Massachusetts, the Northeast, and a little bit of the Midwest. They're a good business citizen. They maintain their properties in a first-class condition, and they've done many cosmetic updates to this specific hotel since it was purchased. They've also been approved several times in Massachusetts for alcohol licenses and have operated for many years in Massachusetts without issue. This will not be a big alcohol operation. The beer and wine is being offered as an additional amenity for guests. Service would be in the form of beer and wine servings from the front desk, and the alcohol would be stored in a locked office behind the front desk. There would be no permanent bar areas on the property. All of the front desk staff will be tip certified. Signage will be posted at the front desk and throughout the hotel that alcohol purchased there must be consumed on the premises, and all hotel staff will be trained to observe alcohol consumption on the property to ensure compliance with Massachusetts law. With regard to the public need, Lindquist is responding to guest and visitor requests for this common hotel amenity, and it will help them to continue to upkeep the property, help pay property taxes to the town. Guests at the hotel also shop in local shops and help local merchants and the local economy, and this will allow Lindquist to better serve their guests and keep them returning year after year. The manager of record will be Eva Bechet. Eva is a U.S. citizen. She's a Massachusetts resident. She's familiar with the rules and regulations related to the sale and service of alcohol of this board, the ABCC, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. and she has experience in the hotel industry, having worked as the GM of this property since they opened in 2021, and previously serving in varying roles of progressive responsibility at hotels in New Hampshire, New Jersey, and Rhode Island, including as the general manager of locations with alcohol sales. So she has alcohol experience. And finally, regarding the management agreement, as the commission is aware, the ABCC now has a process for approving management agreements. Lincris Hotel Corp. is the operations arm of this property owner, and it has been approved before by the Massachusetts ABCC as a management company. So we're just going to continue with that. But with that, we're happy to take any questions, and we thank you for your time this morning.
Just in terms of the locking and unlocking access to the beverages, how's that going to operate?
It's going to be kept in the office. Eva, you can speak to this, but yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
So basically, we just have like our back office where we have a small fridge. All of the beer and wine will be located in there. The fridge itself does have a lock, and we do lock up the office at 11 p.m. every night. And then we open up the office again at 7 in the morning. But we do have cameras in the back office as well. The guests would not have any of ability to reach over and grab anything for themselves. And there's someone at the desk from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day.
And can I ask, if I order wine from you, am I getting a bottle or a glass?
So you're getting a bottle. We don't allow glass.
So
around the property.
you're not pouring?
No.
Okay. Are you tip certified?
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
Yes.
But at the time, before we pick up our license, everyone will be tip certified if approved.
So when alcohol is served or bought or purchased, people will remain on premise.
Yes, that's correct. I don't know if you're familiar with that property,
I'm very.
but yeah, the building is it's a horseshoe, and it's kind of blocked off by the parking lot. So it's very clear where, on the premises you can consume, and it's also that also makes it very easy for staff to see if anyone's going off the premises.
The Anchor Inn at one time owned a number of boat slips behind, down at the base. Do you still own those?
We do.
So can people take alcohol from the hotel onto a boat?
No. So this would be strictly for our guests.
And that, yeah, they would not be able to take it onto a boat. It's on premise only.
Yeah, those are separate slip owner leases.
But the slips are still owned by
Yeah.
Anchor? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So if I was a boat owner and I came up and wanted to buy a bottle of beer, you would say no?
We would.
It would be only for guests, right?
Yeah. So we would just check the ID and then cross-match that with the guests that we have in our system. If they are not a guest at the property, unfortunately, we cannot sell to them.
So it's only guests?
Correct.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Officer Kelsey?
Just out of curiosity, if I go to you and buy a bottle of wine, are you opening that bottle of wine and handing it to me like I would be at a restaurant, or are you handing me a bottle of wine that is still sealed and I can walk away with it and go wherever I want with it?
So it would still be sealed. We would not be opening the bottle of wine for the guest, but we will let them know, and we will have signage as well that the alcohol is only allowed on the premises and you are not able to take it outside of the property.
Well, that's my issue. The premises still include the slips, even though they're leased out to other people.
Right, but if they're not paying for a room, then we're not offering this amenity to them.
Just guess.
If I
Staying in
may-
a room.
No, I understand that, but if I had a can of beer or whatever, could I wander on down to the slips because it's part of the property? I'm a guest of the hotel?
Technically, you can, but we don't really ever have that issue of guests wandering down to the docks, considering the kind of clientele that we have.
It's just something to be aware of.
Absolutely.
Just if I may, for the record, the floor plan that they have submitted does not include those slips. So while it may be part of Anchor, what is being submitted to the ABCC does not include the slips. It's strictly on the property. So I would imagine, certainly be on there.
Yeah, this line of questioning, I will take full responsibility for. The attorney that prepared this application is on vacation, and I'm filling in. So I just saw this for the first time yesterday. But Eva obviously knows what she's talking about. But no, if that's the floor plan that was submitted, and I have the application here, so I apologize, the slips will not be allowed. So there will be hotel staff making sure that alcohol stays in the footprint that we submitted to this commission and the ABCC, which will not include the slips. So hopefully
That's my concern.
yeah, there.
I guess to make a comparison, we have a hotel in town that has a golf course. The liquor license for that golf course, for the hotel, has very specific parameters, which does not include the golf course. So legally and technically, you cannot order a drink in the hotel and bring it out on the golf course. Realistically, the staff is going to do the best that they possibly do to make sure that that happens.
I understand.
Yep.
But if it's a beautiful summer night, and I'm with my girlfriend or my wife, or husband with wife, and you have a glass of wine in the hand, you say, oh, let's walk down to that beautiful water view. That's my point. Let's be real.
I like that answer.
Let's be realistic.
I think it'd be solved by, well, vigilance, but some signage at the edge
Exactly.
would be,
As long as they know.
would be appropriate.
Just wanted to raise the issue, so my fellow.
Yeah, you certainly don't want somebody falling in out there.
No.
Are you going to have very visible signage in multiple places?
100%.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application for LCOF Hyannis Operations, LLC DBA Anchor Inn, 1 South Street, Hyannis, for a new annual inn-holder wine and malt license, which includes a management agreement with Lindquist Hotel Corp. of 225 Water Street, Plymouth, as submitted.
And I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
We have a request from the Hyannis Lodge, 1549 BPO Elks, DBA Hyannis Elks of 852 Burses Way, Hyannis, to open at 9:30 a.m. on October 20th for the early morning New England Patriots game. Morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you.
And you are?
I am Patrick Anastasia. I am the president of the club and the bar manager.
Okay. So we're just going to have the same operation for breakfast.
Yes, we won't serve liquor until 10 o'clock. We're opening, we want to be open for kickoff a little earlier if possible so people can come in, eat, relax. Then kickoff at night will be at 9:30 and then start serving alcohol at 10.
Okay.
So sounds like an indoor tailgate.
Yes. Without the barbecue.
Yes, ma'am.
It is also a
No,
Come up to
you have to come up to the microphone, though. Sorry. Got to get your steps in.
I only have a few. Hi, my name is Wendy Marino. I'm the function manager. It is also a fundraiser for Heroes in Transition that day, which is why we chose that day to combine a reason to get people out to a pancake breakfast with the football game. We normally do an annual golf tournament, and the people who normally run that have retired this year, so this is our way of trying to do something for Heroes in Transition as well.
The nerve.
better.
All right, so that brings up another matter, which is that I will have to recuse myself from a vote since I sit on the board at Heroes in Transition. So I'll manage it just for the sake of managing it, but I will not be a voting member. Does anybody else have any questions? Everybody else is...
Nope. If you
Yes,
could just assign either Jessica or Nancy in your stead, that would be great.
All right. Well, we'll pick Jessica for this week. All right. I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the request submitted by Hyannis Lodge number 1549 BPOE Elks, DBA Hyannis Elks, to open at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, October 20th, 2024, noting that the doors may be open at 9:30, but there shall not be any alcohol service until 10 a.m. I move to approve.
And I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You'll note my abstention.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, then, does anybody else from the public have any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I would take a motion with respect to the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda as
Excuse me,
printed.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I do have one question on the consent agenda, and it has to do with the application from Kings Grant Racket Club. Is there anybody here from Kings Grant?
No, because it's a consent agenda item.
Okay.
They've been approved for the same event in the past.
My only concern is traffic in that area with the number of people that they are anticipating attending and the lack of parking that they have. Plus, I believe if I looked at the site plan correctly, I think some of the parking is actually being taken up by their event. So there'll be, I'm anticipating many cars parked on the road, plus that intersection is tough. I'd like to recommend a traffic detail for that, just one officer. Historically, going by larger events there, it's become a traffic problem.
No, and that's a very nasty traffic area.
Sure is.
Okay, I agree. So with respect to the consent agenda, Mr. Decker, I take a motion accepting out for the moment the renewal by the Kings Grant Racket Club.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda, subject to the Kings Grant Racket Club providing one officer as requested by the Barnstable Police Department. Otherwise, all of them as accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Licensing Authority and Division updates. We got nothing. Police Department updates.
It's been a busy summer. As you've seen, a lot of the issues that we've had have come before you, and it's regulatory type things. A lot of stuff involving building department, zoning, which is sort of odd. Normally, we have the alcohol-related stuff, noise complaints, so it's been a unique summer in that sense. We have had recently some noise complaint issues that we've dealt with in an informal matter between Aaron and myself, and I'm hoping that that has solved that problem. If it has not, then we obviously will bring it in front of the full authority with the history behind it. But besides that, I think we're good, looking to the holiday weekend and hoping everyone has a safe and good time.
Thank you. I do want to have a general discussion about the Breakers. The Breakers, is that the name of the place next to the hotel?
Oh, the break, yeah.
Because I feel like we sort of slighted him in that hours issue. So I don't know how we address that at this point, but when that comes up again, perhaps we can have a conversation about that.
We can look at that, and I can supply a report on all of the live entertainment in Hyannis.
Yeah, because you have nothing to do. I'm more concerned, as Officer Kelsey said, with that particular area, given the nature of the area and the reverberations, if you will, of the music. So, but at the same time, I don't want to be inconsistent with what we've done for other people, because that wouldn't be appropriate. So I don't know if we can retroactively revise his hours to extend to 11 on Friday and Saturday.
You mean midnight? Midnight, don't you?
For,
No,
I think
till
we
11.
did
We
that.
held them till 11 for live entertainment. But the non-amp. Yeah, but we
It's the black, yeah.
To 11, yeah. So which one are you asking to change?
to the hotels. Yeah.
for the break or for?
For the break.
Okay. I mean, at this point, it's been approved. We can,
You can always change it.
I think it's a, that's a tough one, because it would really be upon.
Well, let me,
them.
Well, it's why I raised the question in the first place, and I didn't want to open up Pandora's box, but I just wanted to be consistent. So the question is, if in fact we find that down the road we want to change, I mean, as the legislative board, we have the authority to do that. It would have to be on an agenda with the appropriate motion and staff input and go from there. But for the time being, I'd recommend we just leave as is.
100%. I would feel better consulting with legal. I know that Officer Kelsey and I have talked about even just the closing hours blanket across the board being midnight as opposed to 1 o'clock. I don't know that we have a legal standing to pull folks back in if there's not a matter before you to go ahead and make that change unless it was a townwide ordinance change.
I think to Mr. Flores' point, the statutory requirement of public notice for the publication kind of preempts us from being able to even positively affect, from one point of view, a license holder's license. In other words, the public's entitled to come in and be able to say, I don't want it to go to 11, like the hotel. So I think that's probably where we have to be, unless and until they come in to change it, we'll have to leave it. We'll just have to be mindful of our consistency going forward.
I'm actually a little confused.
Don't be.
I thought that the license that you just approved with the 10 o'clock Sunday through Thursday, and then 11 o'clock on Friday, Friday and Saturday,
Correct.
was the same hours that the break was approved for.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, that's correct.
Oh, it is?
It is.
They had
yeah.
until, they have, yep.
All right,
It was the-
so I'm confused.
It was the Black Cat. The Black Cat has.
My issue was the Black Cat is
Yes.
open until 12 o'clock, and
That's the
and I don't want to take hours away from anybody
Correct.
who is doing business.
But that's
At the
a-
same time, I want to be consistent, and I
Understood.
understand noise complaints and other issues. So for us as a board, I think consistency is what it's about. Whether it's 10 o'clock, 11, 12, I mean, everybody should be dealing equally from the same set of rules.
So, Officer Kelsey, you're not confused. I am.
So I have a question. When was that 12 o'clock closing time approved?
That's got to be a decade ago,
Oh, well, and
if
that's, and
if not more.
I can look, but I mean, the Black Cat Harbor Shack has been around for quite some time, and I'm going to defer to.
Mr. Anthony.
So,
I think Aaron has offered graciously to kind of take a look at a regional approach down there at the harbor and come back with the data as to who has what kind of a license, and perhaps we can also look into when that was approved, so that we can kind of build the authority that you have with the intent of being consistent in that area, so that we kind of know who's got longstanding licenses that extend a little later, and as these new issues come before the board, you can be consistent with the newer ones here. I think that data-driven decision is something that we need to do a little homework on, and then we can bring it back to all of you.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, I think sort of a zoning approach is probably the easiest way for us to be consistent. Yeah, there are a lot of grandfathers, there's a lot of existing stuff, and every area is a little different to sensitivities, I think, so. Okay, well, I don't mean to pile more onto your plate, but
Yeah.
there you go.
But I'm thinking, too, from a police department's perspective, enforcement is much easier when you know it's X to Y.
Well, and that's what it
Let's
comes
just
down.
keep it simple.
I mean, we are going to deal with neighbor complaints regardless. And it's from time to time. I mean, I can actually say that it's not like 3 or 4 times a week are we going to Ocean Street for a complaint. It's not like that at all. But for me, on the compliance side, if this authority directs me to say, hey, at 10 o'clock it's done, all right, 10 o'clock it's done. If you direct me to say it's 12 a.m., well, then it's 12 a.m. I just want to be able to deliver a consistent message.
Well, I think this data schedule will help us and help you be easily aware of what those are and not have to run in and look at the license. So,
I would think, too, if someone is going to complain at 10, by 11 they're angry, and by midnight they're irate. So, I mean,
Well,
consistency is a good thing.
and that's the thing. I mean, to be completely realistic about this, especially down there on the water where the music's going to carry, that the town bylaw is 150 feet of loud and objectionable noise. That's going to happen pretty easily. At 10 o'clock, I can go down there and have a conversation with the operator as well as the homeowner and say, hey, you know what? We're going to take care of it. It's getting ready to shut down. At 11 o'clock, that conversation's probably not as easy. At 12 o'clock, well, once I've gone to that operator once or twice, it's probably, all right, you know what? Now you're getting citations. If we can handle things with conversations, that's my first choice, rather citations.
All for it. All for it.
Absolutely.
It's been effective to date, so let's keep it going.
All right.
Mr. Decker, I would take a motion with respect to this meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn this meeting to September 25th, 2024.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, kids.